represent my artistic side. I was in a transitional period of my life, and I woke up one morning with a name in my head, Hakkiesdraad Hartman. Yeah, Hakkiesdraad is used to make fences, and I'm actually trying to break down fences and barriers between us, but there's so much groups and separation. And there's a saying in Afrikaans, draad sitter, which means you don't choose sides. So I'm trying to do it as diplomatically possible. Hakkiesdraad barbed wire. I only had one synonym, and that was ultra venom, VNM, which the VNM is for verbally neurotic male. Well, I can't really answer that question except throughout my history, my names have changed so much that my real name becomes irrelevant. There's people that has known me for 15 years that don't even know my real name is Jason, purely because of the amount of synonyms the street gave me. No, I'm an artist that can MC.
What is it that you do?
I'm an artist. I'm a creative mind by nature. I have these handbags that I make, I paint, I've had a couple of art exhibitions. I write poetry, stories, and then obviously pop music as well. Since I can remember. When I was little, when my brother and my sister got themselves toys, I would be the coloring book and pencil crayon. So ever since I can remember, I've always been creative and been attracted to creativity. Not all the way, probably 30–40% of it. It's the arts that support it, but I have to do other various things in order to survive. But yeah, it's just a means of expanding my skills. No, I have come to realize, with respect to myself, it is a spiritual calling. And then I can also refer to the Bushman culture, where the artists were also the healers, apart from your herbal doctors or your shamans. And our people also believed that every person has the capacity to heal. And if you consider how therapeutical art is, you can then assume that that therapy you can project onto others. Yeah, I remain happy by seeing other people happy. And yeah, happiness is very scarce nowadays because we are so distracted by all the material things that we try and find happiness in them. But then if you look at when people go view art or they go listen to an artist and a poet and how good a lot of them feel after that, they don't even realize how much healing that gives them, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. Yeah, either we get paid for art or our communities need to take care of us if they understand the responsibility that we have. Because you can ask any artist, it's like I've tried to adapt to the corporate world, and I have plenty of other creative friends that has tried that to know about it, because this artistic thing is like nagging your conscience consistently. So somehow I reckon it's something spiritual, and it's also a God-given talent. So if you are given the talent, you should actually promoted and cultivated the best you possibly can. And growing up as an artist and growing into an artist, you start realizing what your part in this is and why you do it. We do it for free. Well, I always say, if you're good at something, don't do it for free, but do it to free your people. Yeah, there's plenty of stories of artists dying broke, but then there's also stories of artists dying well. So it's like probably a balance, you know what I'm saying? You get accountants that work at the Chile for the entire life, and then you get accountants that go to the World Bank. I reckon that goes for any sport. Some guys keep playing soccer in the township. Other guys go on to play international soccer. So soccer players die broke, and soccer players die rich as well. Same with arts. Well, I don't think it's limited just to the arts. For any career, that applies. The more work you put into the art, the more you want to expand the art, the bigger your reputation will grow because you have actually a love for this thing. Whereas in some instances, people do it for the celebrity they are. But then you can measure up people's longevity of their careers with regards to those that do it for the celebrity and those that do it for the love. Their legacy lives longer if you do it for the love of it and for the creative power of it. The hip hop scene in Georgia, it's still very small. There's a lot of rappers there, but not a lot of MCs. There is a lot of people that have talent, but are not aware of the reality of the situation when it comes to being an artist and making it as an artist. Because essentially it is a job, but at first you are attracted to almost like the lawlessness of it with regards to you do not keep office hours and the relaxation you see that goes with the arts or the image that is portrayed of artists. I don't know how established our scene is because that depends on your vantage point or how established the scene is. I've always listened to hip hop music, and me and my brothers has always been known in Georgia for being the hip hop music, for having the latest and the best hip hop. So it has always been around there, just hasn't been a lot of MCs. But over the past 10 years, that has grown exponentially. And yeah, I can say I am one of the building blocks of Georgia. I'm involved with a crew called Staff Members Productions, SMP for short. We're a couple of guys that all love the music. 3 of them are MCs as well as producers, and of which the one producer is also a vocalist and a trained musician. He can play the trumpet, piano, guitar. And then we have 3 other guys they are still formally employed 9 to 5, but also rap. And since we've started working together to grow this, because all of us believe in the power of words and that it needs to carry a message and positivity, and it needs to enlighten and educate and as well heal. So we strung ourselves together, and currently we are considered the most active hip hop artists of Georgia. And that is regarding music, videos, performances, community involvement. because we do schools a lot, we do elderly people, we do a variation of things, using hip hop as a tool to, like I said, educate, alleviate situations, heal, and so forth. I've been doing this hip hop thing for a while, and it started reaping positive results, and people started noticing. So I started getting approached by some of these guys, and we started talking, and after a while, when talking was saturated, we just started working together, and somehow we just gelled. Two of the guys, we've known each other for 20 years, and up until Hakkiesdraad was created, we didn't realize we shared the same love of hip hop.
Was there a specific year when you decided to start this?
We are active as a group now for a year. When there's hip hop events, it's normally us that organize it. There is guys in the township that also organize some gigs, the Spaza Kings. And over the past couple of months, communication has started. So now we're also looking and working together, so forth. There's a lot of MCs, especially on high school level. So there's plenty of rap competitions. And we either go judge or just go give support at these events. And currently the MCing part and the b-boy part is like the only elements present. There's no reputable turntablists or graffiti artists that I know of within George. There are DJs plenty. So it is growing. The b-boy crews are exceptionally big and all over George. So that scene is pretty much more present and relevant in the MCing part in George. Yeah, that's kind of like it used to be the norm. People thought like that, but over the past decade, that attitude has changed. People has actually realized you don't have to be George to make it big. And also, as our country has grown and the dynamic has changed, the Southern Cape and the Garden Route has become a little bit of an entertainment hub because it's a prime summer holiday destination from December up until the end of April. And so that allowed that scene, the entertainment scene, to grow, especially when it comes to concerts and outdoor events. You know what I'm saying? So that now gives hope to a lot of MCs in the area because there is actually music festivals and so forth. I'm a big communicator and I've always been like actively involved even before I was an MC. Because I was, when I was formally employed, I organized hip hop events just to grow hip hop activity. And through that, I made contact with guys like Isaac Newton, I made contact with Mobius and DJ Azul, and so forth. And through that, them being much more established than what I am, gave me a little bit of clout, as I can say, and that helped me grow my name as well. Well, I'm a big Khoi and Bushman activist. But my biggest thing is equality. But I base it on the principles of the Khoi and the Bushman people who believe that everything in this country belongs to everybody. I write a lot about our people, just to fill in on our history, our practices, and so forth, and kind of what we stood for. A lot of my work is based on purely the morality of the Khoi and the Bushman people. And one of the things that I like about them, stories though, as I've read and been told, they only had one commandment, which was love. So if your decision making is based on the principle of love, you won't be able to break any of the other commandments. So that is kind of what I'm working towards, so that we grow the principles of love and respect amongst each other. Because it extends further than just racial barriers. Within racial groupings, there is also inequalities. So we all actually face the same battle rather than focusing on the racial issue. Yeah, I don't know, so love, peace and happiness. Love, peace and happiness.